It was June 19, 1865, when the last Confederate state received word that slavery had been abolished. And while there are theories, it's uncertain why it took 2.5 years for the folks in Galveston, Texas, to be notified. But for the enslaved people on those Texas plantations, the news meant one thing: freedom.
Coming for to carry me home.
More than a century and a half later, that memorable moment in time is remembered in the form of a holiday, Juneteenth, which is a combination of the month, June, and the day, the 19th. I caught up with Lysandra Adams, Suffolk's local history and genealogy librarian, as she prepared the Morgan Memorial Library for this year's Juneteenth celebration.
It's a day that symbolizes freedom.
As part of the presentation, those filing into the rows of chairs set up for the program were taken back in time as retired schoolteacher, poet, and author Sylvia Bond read The Negro Mother by Langston Hughes.
I am the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land. I am the dark child that crossed the wide sea, carrying in my body the seed of the free. I am the one who worked as a slave, beat and mistreated for the work that I gave. Husband sold away from me. Children sold too. No safety, no love, no respect was I due 300 years ago in the deepest South. But God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. A change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Juneteenth is also known as Freedom Day, and one way enslaved people gained their freedom prior to the Emancipation Proclamation was by utilizing a network of safe houses and secret routes known as the Underground Railroad. Quilt artist Michelle Petway explained how large quilts were utilized to guide those on the run to free states.
When this quilt was placed out, the slaves knew to follow the migrating geese who traveled north in the spring.
Most were like king size, and they used these quilts to get off the plantation. So when the Underground Railroad started, they would put these quilts out, hang them over the house. They couldn't read or write, but they can read these codes.
So that red X with the black square in the middle would symbolize this was a safe place for you to go?
When the slaves were traveling and they sent that quilt out, that means you can go 4 ways to your freedom.
In addition to taking a historic look back, the program also looked at the future, encouraging some of the youngest in attendance to participate through arts and crafts, or like Naya and Cairo Simmons, expression.
Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights. 1, freedom, it raps to you. Freedom of religion, freedom to assemble, freedom to petition the government, freedom of the press, freedom of speech. 2, right to bear arms. 3, quartering of soldiers. 4, no illegal search and seizures. You must have a warrant. 5, cannot testify against self, have the right to remain silent. 6, have a right to a speedy trial. 7, have a right to a jury. 8, no cruel and unusual punishment. 9, people's rights. 10, states' rights.
What a way to remember a day that transformed a people's condition and changed a nation forever. For Another View, I'm Lisa Godley.